Social Media Week Lima, how we doing? So the drone didn't work. That didn't go as planned. But what was all that? And why is a quiet introvert starting with all this commotion? Well, what was all that? I have a hover air drone. It didn't work as planned. Whoops, but hey, that happens. That's some custom Suno AI Meraki music, specifically written for this conference here today. We're throwing emoji stress balls into the audience, and later on, 2 of you guys actually just won a big prize, so hold on to your stress ball if you have one in your hand. And why do we start with all this commotion when we're talking about how to become the center of gravity and attracting the right audience? It's to make the point that I'd rather be different than better. I'd rather be different than everyone else on this stage than the better. Now, realistically, I'd rather be different and better, because if you can differentiate yourself and be better, you're pretty much unstoppable. But remember, when we're thinking about Meraki and we're thinking about being the center of gravity and attracting the right human beings into your orbit, you have to think about what makes you different, not just better. Why do they take your fingerprint when you get in trouble? It's because you have a unique fingerprint. You have a unique DNA code. Your business, your marketing, your social media, your brand, it has a pulse, it has a soul, it has a fingerprint. And that's why I joke all the time that there is no key to success. And when someone says they have the one key to success, they're probably selling you a product, because it's a combination lock. Similar to a padlock at the gym, or as you can see, a master lock like this, or a pin on your phone. Each and every one of us has our own unique combination. So when we talk about Meraki and being the center of gravity and attracting the right human beings into our orbit, we need to develop our own combination. Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to have it all? They make a post, it goes viral. They have a ask, it sells. They need a referral, it just comes their way. They have advocates and a tribe everywhere. Now, there's a lot of ways that could have occurred and ways to answer the question of how is this person just seem to have it all. I like to say one of the biggest ones is they've become the center of gravity for their unique audience. Quick introduction, I'm Ben. That's my podcast, Real Business Connections. We talk about business, marketing, sales, entrepreneurship, and I have a mastermind and community called Grow Getters Only. The podcast has been endorsed by a lot of brilliant people. I'm hoping you know at least one person on the list in the bottom right corner, Jessica Suter, but these are all people that have endorsed my work, and hope you know a couple people here. But the point in showing this is I didn't roll out of bed this morning and come up with these concepts. I've worked with brilliant people, and I'm here to teach you what they've taught me. So we're going to dive right in with a values exercise. And I do a 45-minute version of this. We're going to do the 3-minute version today. So we're going to move quickly. Grab a pen and paper, and just when you think about what you value the most, what comes to mind immediately? What do you value? Is it faith, family, fitness? Is it belonging? Is it connection? Is it growth? Is it wisdom? Is it humility? Is it advocacy? Is it connection? What comes to mind as what you value, a core of who you are, your brand, the way you show up in this world? What comes to mind? Now, I do a 45-minute values exercise. We're going to do in 45 seconds here. 2 stories to focus on. There's mentor stories and antagonist stories. Who's a mentor? And to get into the science, this is psychologically backed from 9 to 13. You learn a lot of stuff. You develop your values and the core of who you are at a very young age. So when you look at those younger years, who were the mentors? What were the environments that taught you this value? One of the values may be already right in front of you. Who was the grandma or friend or coach? Who was the person that came into your life and taught you the importance of this value? And the other stories that unfortunately are a little bit more compelling sometimes are antagonist stories. Who was the antagonizer? An arrogant person that showed you the power of humility. A person that made you feel disconnected, where connection became important to you. When you think about these two kinds of stories, antagonists and mentors, you can determine the core of your values that you've developed for a very long time. And I'd like to maybe circle one on your list or write down one word just for our exercise here today. And this is a whole nother talk, but if you have clarity on who your mentors and antagonists are and what you value, it's social media gold. You always have something to talk about. You can nail your why story. You know your purpose. You have endless content if you just know your value and the stories around it. That's the talk for another day, but let's circle one for today. And part two, in learning how to become the center of gravity, is understanding these three categories: your pluses, your minus, and your equals. No one category is better than the other. We are all in each of these at one point in time in our lives and in different circumstances. But your pluses are your mentors. They're the people that show you the way. They're the ones that you're learning from. You want to track them into your world for mentorship. And realistically, like the slide I showed you with the endorsements, they provide advocacy and social proof as you go forward in your business and your social media career. So who are your what is a mentor? Who are your mentors? Minus is your audience, your clients, your mentees, the people that you're helping, the people that you want to attract in abundance to your world. And equals, I think we forget about a lot of the time, is our peers. Other marketers, other social media marketers, other entrepreneurs, other business owners. People that in some cases are competitors, but we collaborate anyways. Or neither of us are ever going to spend money on each other ever, but we can be advocates and referral partners for each other. So we want to know who our mentors are, our audience, and our peers. In a perfect world, and you can take this home if you'd like, you know their exact names. You can write down a list of 20 in each category. And if you don't know their exact names just yet, you at least want to know their demographic. Who are they? Why do you want to attract them into your orbit? Why would you be a good center of gravity for them? Who are these human beings? And demographics is another long talk. But the short version is, who do I want to connect with? Who are my mentors? Who's my audience? Who's my peers? And what do they value? So if we all wrote down some values, maybe circled one on our page, do they have that same value? Do they also believe in faith? Do they also believe in family, connection, growth? If the answer is no, you're misaligned. Maybe you need to find yourself in different rooms or rethink your strategy. But in most cases, if you're a growth-minded marketer, there's plenty of people just like you that are growth-minded that you can attract into your orbit. But that poses a problem. It's really just your starting point. My values, their values, the center of the Venn diagram is your starting point. But it doesn't end there, because there's billions of people that are faith-driven. There are millions of people that believe in connection and humility. So the question we have to pose is, how do I stand out? How do I actually become the center of gravity around this value, around something that I want to bring into this world and attract them into my orbit? I like to make it really, really simple. Oh, we'll get there in a second. How do I magnetize them? Where the mentors, peers, and the audience come towards me, and the people that aren't meant to be in my world, they're detracted from me. I like to make it very, very simple. You create something value-centered and unique that will attract them into your orbit, into your world. You become a creator rather than just a consumer. So if you think about this guy, who knows who this is by chance? I'm dating myself. It's MySpace Tom, right? And I love joking about MySpace Tom because it was my very first social media platform. It's where I first learned how to code, and I love that you could have that creativity of like coding your own MySpace page. But who was your first friend when you signed up for MySpace? MySpace Tom. Why was he your first friend? He co-founded the platform. So if you want a seat at the table, maybe you just bring your own table. If you want to speak on the mic, well, you just bring your own mic. If you want to be platformed, you start the platform. If you want to win friends and influence people, you just are friendly and influential and ask people to join your world. It's exactly what MySpace Tom did, and exactly how you can become the center of gravity for the right audience. So examples, and we'll go through a couple of case studies in a moment, so I'm going to do these quickly. And this is only a short list. You can get creative. There's many of ways you can do this. But you want to create something unique that'll bring them into your world. These are collaborative examples that 100% work. Podcast. You invite thought leaders on the show. You invite peers on the show. You even maybe invite clients on to serve as testimonials. You have a large audience. Community. You can build a community online or in person around a shared value and a shared mission for the people involved. Have speakers come into the community, have peer-to-peer support. You can put on an event like this. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. I love the concept of a collaborative blog because let's say you start a blog on a certain topic or area. You don't have to do all the writing. You can find other writers to come and contribute. Or let's say you want to get in the door with high-value people that you haven't been able to break through and meet yet. You reach out and say, I have a blog about X, Y, and Z. Can you contribute a quote? Can you fill out this Google form where I can get a little bit of information on you as a leader or as a business, and we can turn it into a blog post and promote it for you? Before you know it, you're collaborating on every single post. Everybody's promoting it, and you're actually doing very, very little work, because this is a side note, but with ChatGPT, if you get someone to fill out a form, you can have an article written very quickly, and then you collaborate on the blog around a shared mission. Great for networking and getting in the door with high-value people. A book with authors. I haven't done this one yet, but I love the concept of, I'm not a great writer. I'm like scared to write a full book. But all I realistically have to do is write the intro and the epilogue and ultimately maybe a chapter. And then I get another author to write each individual chapter. For you know it, 12 chapters, 12 authors, 12 people promoting it, Amazon bestseller. You are at the center of gravity because you started the idea. Or, as many people talk about, a niche product, which is going to be hyper niche to what you do. But think about who your mentors are, who your peers are, who ultimately your audience is, and how you can create a product that's perfect for them. So again, summarized, you're creating something your mentors would like to join in on, peers will recommend to others, and your audience and clients will absolutely love. I love analogies, as you can see. I like to bring imagery to it. But really all we're doing here is you've got your mentors, your peers, your audience on one side with a big old gap to you on the other side. How do we bridge that gap? The medium, channel, or strategy you choose is simply bridging that gap. It's a reason for them to come to you. It's a reason for you to stick your arm out and pull them to the other side. If you want to actually bring them in, you invent the bridge, you create the bridge, the channel, and then it's easy for them to walk over and say hello. So case study number 1, we're here. Social Media Week Lima. I know that Now Marketing Group, one of their core values is relationships first. Relationships first. So the medium that they just chose in this example is this live event. The speakers are the pluses, the mentors. The minus is any attendee, and without great attendees and brilliant people, there is no event like this, so thank you for everyone who came. And of course, equals, the peers is business owners, marketers alike. So they believe in relationships first, so they put together an event not just with speeches, but table talks and scavenger hunt and after parties and networking to build relationships. And I say this with love, especially with the speaker category, or really in any category. A lot of people might not have came to Lima, Ohio if it wasn't for this incredible event. So if now Marketing Group wants to bring these thought leaders, these speakers, these peers, these audience into their orbit, they put on an event like this, and then they can build a relationship with them. Case study number 2, you probably haven't heard of it because it's pretty small. It's my community, Grow Getters Only, on weallgrowtogether.com, weallgrowtogether.com, and 2 of the main values are growth and connection. So the medium we chose was Zoom calls, where we can host weekly events for the mastermind. We can also host free networking events, introduction only power hours where we make introductions, and a free community on school, that's the weallgrowtogether.com, where anyone can come on board and connect with marketers, entrepreneurs, sales that want to grow together. It's kind of in the name. So the guest mentors that do Ask Me Anythings or speak at the virtual events, those are the pluses in this scenario. The free community on school, the greater audience that can join in for free, that is the minus in this scenario. And I put the inner circle, which is the paid mastermind, in the peer-to-peer support, because it's never about me as the leader, it's about the peer-to-peer support of other marketers and entrepreneurs coming together to grow and learn together. So I wanted connection and growth. I didn't like the masterminds I were in quite as much. I foresee them looking differently. I didn't always like the way people networked. There was too many handing out business cards. I wanted speakers and added value and a different vibe. So I just created it. And this is the freebie portion of the talk. You guys can join for free. You just scan that code. It'll autofill the word grow on concierge at realbusinessconnections.com. But it should autofill the word grow. You click send. I don't have a slide with all my social links and all these things. You'll just do that, and it'll send you all of them all at once. So you can scan that, autofill grow, or go to weallgrowtogether.com or anything on the screen. But I'm just rambling to give you a chance to do it. And the second freebie, there's actually a gentleman sitting right here in the front row, Roger Wakefield. Roger, unfortunately, hasn't spoke yet, so some of you might have not met him yet, but he's one of the best video communicators I've ever seen in my life. Roger ranks first for limitless keywords in his category, which is incredibly impressive. He's a video expert, a great communicator, and I want you guys to have an opportunity to join an inner circle call that is the paid mastermind. But as guests of Social Media Week Lima, I want you to come to this call for free. You can ask me anything. You can ask Roger anything. When you see him speak by the end of the day, you're going to be like, wow, I'm really happy that I signed up for this. So you just scan that. It'll autofill Roger. It's a paid call. You're my guest, so you can attend for free. So we have a big old audience for our friend Roger Wakefield here, and I appreciate you guys doing that. And last freebie, does anyone have this emoji? There should be 2 of them. We got one here and one here. Do you have that thing? So you 2 gentlemen, congratulations. We'll talk afterwards. But you or a friend just got free 6 months into the mastermind as attendee in this conference. If I do the math, that's a $360 value. We'll talk afterward, time, how it works. If you're not a fit for whatever reason, the timing doesn't work, you can hand it to a friend, but you just got a freebie. All the replays for a year and a half, the whole shabam is yours. Thanks for catching that smiley face fun emoji today. Case study numero tres, TEDx, the value, perspective. It's in their slogan, ideas worth spreading, perspective. So the medium they just happened to choose was a video series that is obviously recorded live and then goes out on YouTube. So if I'm looking to connect with people, I'm a thought leader, and I want to bring people in the room to talk about perspective, ideas worth spreading, then maybe I start or I get involved in starting a local TEDx conference. Again, I'm simplifying this. It's more complicated than just this, but the pluses, the mentors are your speakers. The minuses are the viewers that are attending live and then at home on YouTube. And your equals, your peers, are thought leaders alike. Brilliant human beings, researchers that want to spread ideas and gain perspective from one another. So this was just 3 case study examples, but can you see in your world how you can take a value, you can take your unique offering, your unique fingerprint, figure out who you want to connect with, and then you create a medium channel, you create something to bridge that gap. That, at the core, is how you become the center of gravity. So we'll recap it very quickly here. You start with, what do I value? What matters to me? Who do I want to connect with? What are our shared values? And then you create something unique, bringing them, funneling down to the bottom where you're at the center of the conversation. You're the center of gravity. I want to remind you to be different. Not be afraid to stand out. Not be afraid to try something and wonder if you're going to fail and wonder if it's going to work. The only way to attract people into your orbit is to create something that's attracting to them. So be different, be yourself, show up the best you can, be you, bring your fingerprint to the conversation. And I have one last reminder, to brush your teeth. How often do you guys brush your teeth? On average, how many times a day do we brush our teeth? I heard a 3, so 2 or 3. 3, 2, 1, blast off? No, but 2 on average, right? And for how long? Like 2 times a day, 2 minutes each time, give or take? Sometimes a little bit less if you rush through it like me. So who's going to have better teeth at the end of the year? Someone who attended a teeth brushing conference, learned everything about oral care and oral hygiene, exactly what kind of brush stroke to use, and they were really excited, and they did a great job the first week, but it kind of got boring and overwhelming to them, so they quit. In the next 350 some days, they basically stopped brushing their teeth. Are they going to have good teeth? Or is it the person who brushed their teeth 2 times, 2 minutes per day, every day for a year? Twice a day, right? So who's going to have a better business, a bigger social media following? Who's going to be a better entrepreneur or grow more in their revenue in the next year? Is it the person that attends a conference like this, takes a bunch of notes, gets a bunch of business cards, but doesn't follow up, doesn't take that one big idea and implement it? Or is it the person that takes 2 minutes, or better, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, twice a day, every day, consistently, and it doesn't even have to be from this talk. They implement something they learned. They connect with someone they met just a little bit each day for the rest of the year. Who's going to have a more prosperous business at the end, a more prosperous career? I'll let each and every one of you decide for yourselves. I appreciate you having me, Social Media Week Lima. This is an amazing conference. Thank you, and we'll talk soon.